This study investigates the spatial practices of skaters across a diverse range of public spaces, offering insights into how they interact with and reshape the built environment by exploring three core questions: how skaters of varying board types and skate styles engage differently with space, how public areas either promote or inhibit skating through architectural design, regulations, or informal controls, and how skaters' presence impacts non-skaters in shared urban spaces. To answer these questions, I employed participant observation, informal interviews, and secondary document analysis, engaging with these key texts: Ian Borden's Skateboarding Space in the City, Donella Meadows' Leverage Points, and Gregory J. Snyder's Skateboarding LA. The research sites included Melbourne CBD streets, Marvel Stadium, State Library, Lincoln Square, Melbourne Museum, and a range of suburban streets and skateparks. A key finding of my research is that skaters creatively reappropriate urban architecture, transforming the built environment into a playground for tricks and performance. Borden suggests that skateboarding transforms urban spaces into dynamic sites of movement and flow, a concept that resonates with how skaters reimagine areas like Marvel Stadiums or Melbourne Museum's plazas as flat-ground labs for freestyle practice. Even in areas designed to deter skating, like Lincoln Square or State Library with their uses of skate stoppers, uneven surfaces, and rough textures and materials, skaters adapt their lines and modify obstacles. This reflects Borden's argument that skateboarders perceive architecture not as static structures but as opportunities for creative reinterpretation and use. My own observations confirm this, as skaters in these areas treat design constraints and obstacles not as deterrents, but as creative prompts for reconfiguring their urban environment and pushing their boundaries. Aside from adapting to the environment, skaters also utilize space in different ways depending on what they skate. From cruisers to longboarders, their aesthetics and riding style differ greatly from those of street skaters, pointing to the diverse motivations and identities embedded in board use. Skating also resembles game systems through its feedback loops, patterns of trial, error, and refinement. Drawing on Donella Meadows, who describes feedback loops as closed chains of causal connections that regulate systems, I analyze how skaters cycle through attempts and adjustments in real time. As Meadows explains, balancing feedback loops maintains system stability through self-management, while reinforcing feedback loops intensify changes, potentially driving rapid growth or decline. My fieldwork demonstrated that skaters' balancing loops involve assessing timing and risk and adjusting technique, like waiting for pedestrian traffic to clear before attempting tricks. Successes, however, spark reinforcing loops of confidence and creativity. Each successful trick not only builds skill but also inspires skaters to push their boundaries and seek out new ways to engage with the spaces. Skating's public presence reshapes social dynamics and perceptions. Passerbys often engage with skaters playfully, shouting "do a kickflip" or racing with us on e-scooters, highlighting the performative and inviting nature of skateboarding that captures public attention. These interactions underscore skating as both sport and spectacle, a public performance that onlookers describe as enlivening urban spaces. However, skating also provokes tension. My own encounters with a police officer's hostility at Southern Cross Station aligns with Snyder's observations on the frequent confrontations between skateboarders and authorities, who often perceive skaters as disruptive elements within urban spaces. This underscores skateboarding as a contested use of public space, where skaters must constantly negotiate their legitimacy within these urban environments. Internally, skating fosters an environment for micro-communities to form. At the State Library, spontaneous sessions saw strangers exchanging tips, cheering each other on, and connecting over shared practice. Snyder emphasizes that skateboarding scenes are spaces where social bonds are formed and creativity thrives. And my fieldwork confirms this. Skating is not just a sport but a social system built around play and performance. Nevertheless, I also noticed substance use among a number of skaters. While not universal, this element shapes public perceptions and often contributes to the negative stigma around skaters as rebellious and being delinquents. In sum, my research shows that skating in Melbourne's public spaces is a dynamic interplay of adaptation, creativity, and conflict. Skaters transform static architecture into a fluid, ever-changing playground by engaging in iterative processes akin to feedback loops, fostering spontaneous communities, and bringing to light the underlying tensions about the use of public spaces. For game studies, skateboarding offers a compelling model of improvised play and system negotiation, highlighting how players adapt to, resist, and reimagine real-world environments.